Big Bertha, holding a pocket, dropping the soap, fights, getting turned out. These are just some of the prison myths that we're gonna be talking about today. If you guys don't already know me, hi, my name is Christina. Whenever I was 21, I was sentenced to 3 years prison in the state of Florida. So everything I'm gonna be telling you guys about today is gonna be from my own personal experience. Before we get into today's video though, I do wanna let you know that this video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Please remember to be kind to everybody, everywhere, in your everyday life, in your home, in the grocery store, and especially in the comment section down below. Please do not show hate to anybody, anywhere. Good morning, my lovelies, my beauties, my friends. My name is Christina and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I really hope that you will subscribe, stick around, take a chance on hearing some things that I have to say. And if you are a returning subscriber, y'all already know, y'all are my babies. So good morning, good morning, good morning. How is everybody doing today? I hope you all are having an amazing day. I am so excited about today's video. I was thinking, like, there are so many rumors or prison myths that are going around. So I asked y'all over on Instagram, what prison myths have you heard and you've always wondered if they're true? Well, today I'm going to be giving you guys the real tea from my own personal perspective. This is just my personal perspective. You got to remember that there are a lot of people that have been to prison. I think in the United States, there's like 2.2 million people that are incarcerated. So everybody's gonna have a different experience. Everybody's gonna see different things. There's different rules and politics that go on in different prisons, but this is from my personal experience from in the state of Florida. Yes, I did time. Yes, it was rough, okay? That's just what it is. If you guys don't know me and you want to know why I went to prison, make sure to check out the videos in the description box, as well as I do want to remind you guys I have a Patreon. If you are 18 and up and you want to just hear more from me, then check out my Patreon. We'd love to have you over there. So let's get into, okay, don't, why do I always, let's get into the prison myths. Ding. You are always being hit on by the officers. No, they're not going to do that out in, not like in a flirty way, not like if you go out to like a club or something or wherever, the store, that you're getting hit on. What they do out in the public is degrade you, and sometimes in a physical way. You know, like I told you guys a story before that I had a friend that I was in prison with who had done some videos in her past, and somehow, some way, these male officers looked them up, watched them, and made sure to talk about her body parts in front of everybody. So I wouldn't necessarily consider that like hitting on them, but definitely degrading them in that way. Oh yeah, and it's quite disgusting, to be honest, and it's humiliating because there's nothing you can do. It's not like you can get up, leave, and go home and or not talk to that person. Like, you're stuck there with them. And so yeah, that happened. In male prisons, they often get laid or they give jobs. Y'all guys can figure it out. Now, I'll tell you this. I have a friend that's in a male's prison. He is sentenced to life for a nonviolent crime, and it is horrible. And I'm going to tell you guys his story eventually. I've been trying to get some stuff together, but he is sentenced to life without the possibility of parole. And not life here is like a 25-year sentence. It is a life sentence. And he has had some relationships with some female officers before. And I mean, he's got it down. So yeah, it does happen in the male's prison, as far as like officer and inmate, just like it does in the female's prison. As far as in the male's prison, I don't know. I've never been in the male's prison, but I mean, I've watched different programs where they talk about it. So yeah, I'm sure there, I mean, human nature, that myth is true. The next myth. There are more substances in there than on the outside. And I would say yes, that is very much true, because that's all you have to do. Like, I would say out here in the free world, like maybe if you need to go and get something, I mean, whatever, you have to travel to that person. You have to maybe call somebody. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, you have to, in the prison, it's all in there, and there's a lot. I mean, there's stuff that's in prison that I've never even heard of out here in the streets, like that whole K2 thing. Never even heard of that. So I would definitely say that myth is true. Okay, the next myth is that they only serve baked beans and hot dogs.
That's what you eat every day. How's your food? Does it taste yummy, isn't it?
No, they serve more than that. I mean, it ain't much better than that, but yeah, there's different stuff than that, so that is not true. This is a good one. The next myth is that it's mostly racially segregated. I would say that is not true from my experience. Now, I have heard like in California prisons and other places that it is segregated like that, but not in the prisons that I was in. I would say people are more kind of maybe clicked up with people that maybe they have similar life experiences with, but it's not necessarily segregated. Like nobody's gonna come and fight you because you're talking to somebody of a different skin color. It's not like that in there, not as far as I've seen. The next myth is jail and prison are the same when they actually aren't. Jail and prison is similar, but very different. There's a lot more freedom in prison. It's so weird because when you're an inmate, you consider prison to be better than jail, as weird as that is, right? But then jail's better because you have a less sentence. But in prison, you can you can move around and do more things. So they are not the same. The next myth is that people hold your pockets to make you their girlfriend. That is so hilarious. No, there is no pocket holding in there, but if you're their girlfriend, baby, they put that claim on you and you ain't going nowhere. I've told you guys this before. The majority of fights that I've seen, that I've experienced while in lockup, is from girlfriend on girlfriend, jealousy, cheating, that type of thing. So there ain't no holding pockets, but there's definitely a claim in there. And when I tell you what, them women don't play, okay? Whew, whew. The next myth is that pedophiles, with a P, get blanked and beaten by their prisoners because they are seen as the worst people. I would say that is yes. That myth is very much true. If they find out you have hurt a child in any way, like, it goes down up in there. So that is absolutely not a myth. That is fact. Okay, this is the next myth. If a tornado picks you up and you land outside the fence, you're a free man. I don't think so. They're gonna pick your old broken, raggedy behind body up and put you right back in prison so you can heal. The next myth, and I love this one because Lord knows you see this all over television. Beat up the biggest person right when you go in. You better not. I mean, if you did, you are gonna make a name for yourself, but I would not, because it's not like people are just gonna let it go, right? Like if you go in there and you just straight up just like punch somebody and you knock them out or whatever, typically they're not gonna let that go. Somebody's gonna be mad at you afterwards. That's just the thing about it in there. Like you typically, it's not like maybe if you were on the streets and you throw hands with somebody and then you don't have to see them anymore. You still have to live with that person in the same close proximity, and they're gonna come back after you. People are gonna have a chip on their shoulder. So the best thing for you to do is just to go in there and respect people, stay in your own lane, and hope and pray that nobody comes after you. Because sometimes just being respectful and staying in your lane is not enough. I hate to say it, it's just not enough, which is why I need you guys to make sure you're always following the law and don't get in any trouble. This is a good one. That almost everybody gets turned out in prison. No, I would not say that's true. You're gonna have that percentage of people that just love who they love in whatever way when they go in. It's a good majority, but it's not everybody. Not everybody. That they let you watch TV nowadays. I mean, if that's what you want to call it. I mean, yes, there is TVs in there. And the crazy thing is I have a friend that was a correctional officer, and she said that the way they work it now is that people can actually donate televisions, and that the inmates were getting like flat screen TVs donated and they would put them there, but then the inmates, riots would happen, they'd rip them off the wall. And so I don't really know. Whenever I was in prison, it was a little tiny TV, okay, in a metal box with bars on it, way up in the corner, and you could only watch certain channels. And then like certain shows they won't let you watch. Like we couldn't watch Prison Break, we couldn't watch certain stuff because I guess it was like a security risk is what they called it. Like, really, I'm watching Prison Break, what am I get some ideas? I'm gonna get some ideas from Prison Break, but that's the way they do it. All right, the next myth is women's prison is weak sauce compared to men's. Maybe, I don't know. I don't underestimate a scorned woman. Next prison myth, don't drop the soap. Okay, well, in the prison that I was in, they have the single showers. You know, I've told you guys this before. It's still no privacy, but at least you have a wall in between you. But in the county jail where they have like the open showers where it's like a big room and a bunch of shower heads, let me tell you something. When you see somebody drop, first of all, if I drop the soap, it's going in the trash, okay? Because that water that everybody else is washing their bodies with, you know, the water's coming off of their sweaty armpits and their sweaty chests and running down their stinkety behind butt crack, and then that water's sitting there. If I drop that soap in there, baby, that soap is trash. Ain't no way I'm picking it up. Probably pick it up, got all long curly hairs on it and like little, it's trash. But when you see somebody drop the soap and pick that soap up, when I tell you that is a sight to see, baby, it is like a full moon in the freaking clam. Like, gosh, it's not cute. Like, they bend over and it's like, whoa, like, oh my gosh, are we doing a cavity search here, or are we doing squatting? Like, don't cough while you're down there, sister. Just kick the soap to the edge of the shower, pick it up with your toes, and then put it in the trash. Okay, that's what you do. Don't bend it, don't. When you see somebody bend over, you just kind of, but there ain't nobody with a wet towel popping you on the butt and stuff like you see on television. All right, next myth. All big women are lesbians, and if you don't listen to them, you're their play toy. That is not true. Not all bigger women are lesbians. That's not true. All right, next one. You must wear worn, stinky prison shoes from the previous inmate. Yes. Unless by some chance you get some brand new shoes, which rarely happens. Yes, you get the old stanky shoes that was from the inmate before, and that's why it's super awesome if somebody sends you money and you can buy shoes, but even the work boots, you have to wear somebody's old rankety rank work boots, so you got to wash them yourself if you're a clean person, or you can just slide your toes right on up in there. Next myth, I hear this a lot too, that it is better to be in prison than homeless on the streets. That is not my opinion, okay? I would much rather be homeless on the streets because then I still have a chance, right? I still have a chance. I could go to day laborers. I could stand on the corner. I could somehow get a job. I could go to a church and maybe get some free clothes and go get a job. Like, there's always a chance when you're out here, but once you're in there, you don't have no chance. You're at the mercy, okay? I would much rather personally work my butt off and start from nothing, which if you guys know me, that's exactly what I did, okay? Than to be in prison, because just so you can have a cot and 3 hots and a cot, or whatever, however they say it, because it's not a vacation from life, okay? All right, the next prison myth, that some inmates take their own lives. Yes, that is true, and it is absolutely heartbreaking to see. It is, yeah, it is true. It's very true. Next myth, that people get sentences that are too long and it wildly contributes to the overpopulation of prison. In my personal opinion, that is true too. Locking people up and putting them in prison over the pettiest stuff, like like I said, I have a friend that's serving life without the possibility of parole, and it's not even a violent charge. Like, his life is gone according to the justice system, and yeah, I think that is true. The next prison myth, that women constantly fight over small things. Yes, bicker and fight over the tiniest things, but sometimes in there, the small things are the big things. Next prison myth is you don't know what day it is. Yes, typically yes, unless you like get a piece of paper and draw you out a calendar, which a lot of people do. You really don't know what day it is unless you ask somebody or something like that. I mean, it's not like you have how often do we have to look at our phone and go, okay, what day is it? You don't have no phone in there. It's really weird how time almost disappears for you while you're in there. And the world is going on around you. Like, it's really bizarre. You know how out here, like during Christmas time and Christmas starts feeling in the air, right? Like you start hearing the Christmas music playing, and when you're in Walmart, the Christmas music is playing, or you're in Kohl's or whatever, and you start seeing the red and the greens, and you know, the air feels cooler around that time, and you know it's the holiday season, and you see people walking around with their hot coffees or their hot cocos, and kids are running and they're smiling, and you know, it's just becoming that time of the year, right? When you're in there and it's creeping up to Christmas and the holiday seasons, it's just another day. It's just another day. You know, there's none of that, and you lose track. It's like you're lost in there. It's like you're forgotten, and you're just like sitting in there while somebody placed the pause button on your life, while everybody else on the outside is living. And when you're in there, you're just trying to survive. It's crazy. Next myth. Most prisoners come from a bad home and had a bad childhood. I would say, in my personal opinion, yes, most, but not all. You are going to have some people in there, because literally, let me tell you something. These like DUI manslaughters, you don't have to, DUIs hold no face. You know what I mean? Like, I saw so many people in there with DUI manslaughters that lived a perfect life before, which is another reason why I tell you, and I'm going to tell you again and again and again, please do not drink and drive. Please do not drink and drive. Please don't. You can hurt yourself, another person. You can hurt that person's family. You know, you can hurt that person's children as well as your own. Like, it is not worth it to drink and drive, ever. If you know you're going to go out and drink, already have a plan for a ride. Already, before you even go. Even if you think, I'm just going to have a couple drinks, have a backup plan, okay? It's not worth it. There are people in there that have literally been like lawyers before, you know, that got arrested for DUI, and somebody was injured, and then now they're in there, and they had a great childhood or great upbringing, or maybe they're at a meeting after, you know, a doctor's convention, and they're a freaking plastic surgeon. I'm just giving examples now. They're a plastic surgeon. They've lived this wonderful life. They grew up in the church, and then they go out to a meeting afterwards. They have too many drinks. They think they can drive. They get into an accident, boom, and everything changes. Everything. So, yes and no. You can escape with just a spoon and a poster. Oh my gosh. I don't know. Okay, so just imagine. So you're going to put the poster over the wall, take a spoon, dig, put the poster back down, wait to see till the officers are coming, and when the officers are not coming, pull the poster up, dig through the cement. I would say no. The next prison myth is death row inmates get treated better than fellow prisoners and guards. I don't know about that. That may be true to a certain degree, unless you're somebody like Chris Watts or something, right? Like, I don't know. Maybe they get treated better because death row inmates are typically locked up, you know, the whole time in some places. In some places they're in solitary confinement. I'm not really sure. I wasn't on death row, but if you are somebody that's like hurt a child, you're not going to get treated good. You're not going to, unless you just happen to have a group of officers that are really amazing and forgiving and loving people. But it only takes one officer, man. One officer that, you know, you don't know what these officers have been through when they go in there. They could have lost their child to, God forbid, and I hate to even let these things come out of my mouth, but I'm just making an example here, but you could have an officer that possibly lost their child to something, a sickness, right? And they're devastated, you know, and they're grieving, and it's been a year and they're still not any better. And they come in and they see you come in that's taken your own child's life, and they just want their child, and you selfishly took your own child's life because your boyfriend told you to or whatever. They're going to be mad. You know, and that's just the reality of it. I'm not saying that's right or that's wrong, but that's just what it is, you know. So I think that really depends with the death row inmate part. All right, my loves, so that is it for the prison myths for today. If you guys want me to do another prison myth video, let me know. I got so many, so I could do this more than once, so let me know what you guys think. As always, my loves, thank you guys so much for being here. Please do not forget to like this video. It's a free way that you can help your girl out. And until next time, I love you guys so very much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Dreaming in the dark, we are nothing more than dust. Search but you stay lost. We are reaching for the stars.